The gunman appeared out of the bushes next to the road and motioned me to stop. I pointed to my support team in the minibus behind me. Amarinya bimakina. Amharic speakers in the vehicle, followed by a thumbs up and a smile. My instinct in these situations is to keep moving, rather than comply with gunmen's orders. Test the situation. Too much compliance, too quickly, gives them time to think about options and opportunities. I slowed to a walk and listened for the sound of a rifle being cocked, or the click of it being taken off safety. No click, no shout, no stop. It was almost impossible to differentiate between bandits and Fano fighters. I heard our Ethiopian guide, Ashu, talking to the gunman, who waved the team on. Must be Fano. I put my head up, started running again, and could not believe what I saw approaching around the next bend. A very large military convoy of troop carriers and trucks. This was trouble. Within seconds the contact started. The crack of bullets overhead told me we were in the line of fire. I sprinted to my right and dived into a shallow ditch, shouting to my teammates in the minibus behind to take cover with me. Shadley dived down half on top of me. "Keep your heads down," I yelled. If the rebels saw ahead, we would likely attract more targeted fire. The shooting stopped. Adrenaline flowing, I pulled my phone out of my pocket, fumbling to unlock the screen. Press camera, press video, press reverse camera, press red button, video on. I knew from experience that unexpected firefights most often have an initial flurry as both sides exchange inaccurate but rapid fire and scramble for cover. Then comes a short pause as everyone observes and orientates themselves, focusing on getting a location on their attackers so that they can counterattack. Some of our guys lifted their heads, then started to get up, but I knew that it wasn't over. "Stay down! Heads down! Get your head down!" I shouted. And then, as if on cue, slower, more directed firing started. I pressed my right cheek back into the ground and spoke to camera, then listened for the types of weapons being used and the changing direction of fire, trying to work out the moment we might risk getting out of the ditch. The rifle fire was now accompanied by the boom of two small cannons. More soldiers were running up to our position. If they saw me filming, we would almost certainly be locked up and expelled from the country. Game over. It had been an enormous struggle to get this far. I had run almost 10,500 kilometers in world record time and had less than 400 kilometers to go to complete the fastest Cape Town to Cairo journey on foot in history. I'd experienced ankle and knee injuries, hard falls, a gastroinfection and bleeding, a brush with a deadly cobra. I'd been taken hostage, beaten and robbed, ridiculed by homophobic zealots. My team had been arrested and imprisoned without charge, and experienced death. Now we were caught in a serious firefight between government forces and rebels. I knew for certain there was more to come. This was an active war zone, with rebels and bandits everywhere. Kidnapping for ransom was an almost daily occurrence in this region, and my appearance made me stand out like the Cullinan diamond. Military assault rifles were commonplace. I was surrounded by local heroes. No one in our team carried weapons. We were on a peace mission. Our greatest weapons were our collective ability to read situations, communicate, and work with people. As I lay in the ditch, I reminded myself of why we were here and the importance of finishing this journey. Nelson Mandela had tried to lead South Africans to true freedom, and he knew better than anyone that progress almost always requires struggle. He had inspired me to be a better person. I was right here, right now, because of him. In the toughest times in my life, and now again in this ditch, his words played over in my head. There is no easy walk to freedom anywhere, and many of us will have to walk through the valley of the shadow of death again and again before we reach the mountaintop of our desires. We were most certainly in the valley of the shadow of death now, and it was not clear to me that we would be able to reach our mountaintop. But let me tell you a little more about how I ended up here in the first place.